Good morning. Happy Monday. Peace and blessings, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Monday is the day that the moon rules, and the moon is currently at the 8th degree of Capricorn, which is the degree of, actually, hold on a second. Okay. So, how's everybody doing today? The world is so fascinating right now, according to my own perception. I'm a Virgo, and my birthday is September 12th. And so whenever the sun moves from one sign to the next, I can feel it. And what's been happening with the sun in Virgo is that my appetite, because Virgo governs the intestines, my appetite is completely off. I've just been decided not to eat. I was like, just stop eating. And because I'm not really hungry, like my body is not giving me symptoms of hunger. And it's because I am being reorganized through my relationship to the light. And that happens for all of us whenever the sun moves. Whenever the sun moves, our bodies are the container or the energetic portal by which these energies move through. It's not just our body, it's moving through everything, but the body is also, like if you think of a water hose and the water rushing through the hose, the body is that. It is the energy is washing through the system of your body, and your body is like a software system. It's like a computer, and it's then reconfiguring all this energy. And so sometimes it's good to just take a break from eating, because we use so much energy eating and digesting our food. That is how we use most of our energy, you guys, digesting food. Isn't that fucking amazing? So if you, and because we're Americans and we tend to overeat and emotional eat, all that energy and power that we're using to digest food, we can be using to create a new world, to build a new reality, to heal ourselves, to heal our bodies, to heal our families, to heal our communities. And all the energy that we're using in low frequency ways, there is a system. So the heart, the throat, and the third eye are the higher realms of consciousness. And then you have the lower realms of consciousness, which are the root chakra, the creative sexual chakra, and the sacral chakra. And so when we want to pull our energy up higher so that we can use our energy in the higher realms. Otherwise, when we're in the lower realms, we want to have sex all the time, which makes sense. Sex is pleasurable, but it's just that. And it's also creative. So if you're not using it with the intention of creativity and pleasure for the highest realm, then it gets stuck in the sacral chakra, and it doesn't move to the heart energy that really then helps you express your freedom and your true self, right? Everything is supposed to help one thing or another. So the first thing I want to do, which is now the second thing I want to do, is I want to invite you guys to join the Mercury retrograde class. It starts on Wednesday. We're going to start it on Wednesday, 2 days before the retrograde actually starts, so that we can actually make sure we have all the materials and things that we need. This retrograde is going to be really significant to supporting you and transforming your relationship narratives. Everything is a story that comes from within us. The way you show up, the way you feel about yourself gets then projected to your external reality that then becomes your relationships and your experiences in the world. And so we have an opportunity every 88 days to reorganize the energy of our mental reality, because Mercury governs our mental reality. As a woman thinks, as a person thinks, so are they. That comes from the Bible. As a man thinks, so are you, right? So when you understand that your thinking is creating your reality, and the universe has given you a system to reorganize your thinking every 88 days to make it attuned to your desire. This Mercury retrograde class is going to be that, because Mercury is going to be retrograde in Libra. And Libra is the constellation of marriage and partnership. So when we do we reorganize our energy according to where I can barely talk, y'all. This stuff is so hilarious. I literally can barely talk. So when we reorganize our energy according to where Mercury is retrograde, you literally uproot the old seeds and you plant new ones. And what does that look like? It looks like you being able to understand the story that you tell about others, and the story you tell about others then creates the relationship you're having. So for instance, I was in a relationship with someone, a really close relationship, for 40 years. That relationship started when I was 10 or 11 years old. And it started with me believing that I was unworthy, right? So I had a relationship with a little girl. We were 10 and 11. She had light skin with sandy golden hair. And that was what I thought was beautiful, because my mother would often, talk about like girls who were light skinned or girls with curly hair. So I found a friend who looked like what my mother said was beautiful when I was 11 years old. That relationship was based in me feeling worthless and projecting her as worthy when I was 11 years old. Because that relationship started at that frequency when I was 11 years old, it never changed, because it could not change. Because when we are children, the things that we create as children are very, very, very powerful. So what I started to notice when I was 30 years in the relationship, no fault of hers or no fault of mine. There was no fault here. It was pure innocence created out of pure hearts. Do I believe that I was not worthy? And she believed that she was worthy, because in her environment, she was celebrated for being the cute little girl. And so I wanted to be friends with the cute little girl. And here's the thing. There was no malice between us, but the seed was there. So as we matured, that began to become a part of our relationship, where it was like, she's light skinned, I'm not. She has the life that I desire, or she has the life that the world says is desirable for women who look a certain way. And so I was pedestaling her. I was putting her on a pedestal. So in the last few years, I started to realize that. I'm putting her on a pedestal. I'm putting her above me. I'm making her more valuable than me. I'm making her more important than me. I am doing that. Why? Because of the narratives that I was given as a child around what is beauty. What is a woman who is desirable? So I was holding her up to the narratives that I was given and holding myself down from the narratives that I was given, right? So when I started to see that I was the person who was coming into the relationship from a perspective that I wasn't as worthy, I was doing that. She wasn't doing anything. I was doing it. But when I started to reconfigure what I was doing, it shifted the story and the feeling in our relationship, because I was no longer holding her up in my consciousness. I was no longer in my mind holding her up in this high way. And so so I wasn't going to her for information, and I wasn't like, what do you think? Because I was no longer pedestaling her up. And then the relationship collapsed, because I stopped holding her up and started holding myself up. And regardless of if it was something that she was interested in, because it was in the subconscious energy, it had to undo. It had to collapse. It had to, because I stopped doing it. And this is what I'm talking about when I say Mercury retrograde and how we transform our relationships based upon how we feel about ourselves. So this class starts on Wednesday. You can register in my link tree here, or you can go to Follow the Sun, register there register for Follow the Sun in my private community. My private community is so incredible because this community is geared towards helping all of us understand the energies through the astrological aspects that are happening in our own lives with the ritual practices to organize our subconscious energy. We believe that we can just talk our way through the subconscious. You cannot. You cannot talk. You have to do the rituals to organize the unseen energy. Otherwise, you will always be working against invisible, unseen forces that will look like addictions, that will look like sickness, that will look like depression, that will look like cheating, that will look like boredom, that will look like despair and disappointment. Those are subconscious energies that must be addressed, you guys. Loneliness, all that subconscious stuff. And what happens is that stuff shows up in your system, and then you get busy going, oh, I need more money. I need to meet somebody new. I need to lose weight. No, that's subconscious stuff. You need to do the rituals. You need to do the rituals to face what's working within you on the inside, and then it will transform the external reality. But what happens is you're like, oh, I have this going on now. I need to go do this external thing. It's never going to work from the external. That's not how it works. It's not good enough to do it from the external. You literally are just moving shit around, and it's not going to make any difference at all. Not for a long period of time. For a split second it will. You might go outside and you meet somebody. It's like, oh, I met somebody. You get this good feeling and these good energies. But then that lasts what? How long? 6 weeks? 3 months? Why? Because you've not done the work. You've not done the work. You've done something. You've shifted it externally, but it's not real. The external is where the energy is already dead. It's just busy work. You have to do it from the inside out. So this is what the Mercury retrograde class is, and this is what my community is devoted to. The community that I have created is devoted to helping us do the work from the inside out. And the thing that I'm so aware of is that it's the work that we do, the work that I do and the work that we do in my community it's unpopular because people want a quick fix. But it's not a quick fix, my darlings. That's what the Western mindset has convinced you to believe, that you can have it in a quick way. You cannot. But when you do the rituals and you do the work and you do the practices, what you have will be permanent. It will not be. And when I say permanent, because you begin to understand how to shift from the inside to the external. And so when you do the work from the inside and not from the inside, you begin to see it, and then you'll know. You'll never have the expectation again that you can fix it from the external to the internal. You will always know that I have to do the internal work. I have to work with the energy of a cycle, and then it will begin to grow a new reality. You have to plant a new seed and water that seed in your subconscious. And the thing that my work is different and unique from any other community, is that my work is about the consistency. If you don't have consistency, you have nothing. Because within it, your life is going to fall apart. But if you stay with it and you stay consistent, it will also come back together. It falls apart, but if you are consistent and you stay in the process, doing the work, it falls apart and it comes back together. So this is the energy of the moon today. The moon is in Capricorn today. And the moon in Capricorn is about the ways we have given our power away to the external reality. The ways that we have believed that the external is the power. And we have all done that. We have all participated. I made a post yesterday talking about, how the celebrities are in our world, and the celebrities, oh gosh, it's so hard in this system because capitalism is a drug. Capitalism is a drug. And you know it because everyone in our minds, we behave differently depending on how much money we have or not. We feel like we have more access to things depending on how much money we have or not. And that is not true. Money is not real. It is an agreed upon construct. But in our reality, we have made it God. So you have people who have good, well intentions, but then they encourage us to vote. And let me tell you guys, I understand we've all been told to vote, especially black people. Vote, vote, vote. It is an energetic system that is draining your power. It is never going to work for you. It's never going to be better. You will have to abandon your core identity and your truest way of believing if you go give your power to that system. If you go give your power to the system of our electoral, you literally will become the walking dead because it is a system that drains you. It has nothing good for you. So our celebrities are being paid off. They're given money to get people to vote, to get people to bring their power. And here's the thing. If we don't call it out and tell the truth about it, someone yesterday came and said, why would you say this on her birthday? There are no fucking sacred cows here. I don't give a fuck about anybody's celebrity. If we are not willing to hold people who are leading us into the fire, if we're not willing to hold them accountable for what they do and how they breed their own popularity and power from us the way the rest of the world does, if we're not going to call them out, what the fuck? That is how we know we're programmed. If we are like, oh, they're so special that they are above reproach, then we are the problem. If we're not willing to if we're not willing to say, what you're doing is fucked up, we don't want that. That's not good for us. Go revamp your shit and bring it back in another way. If we are not willing to do that, then we are cows for the slaughter. We're cowards. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Beyonce, Oprah, Obama. All of these motherfuckers have sold their souls to the devil. They have. They're sold their souls to capitalism. And we are the product that they deliver to the temple to be sacrificed. We are it. We are the modern day. We are it. And if we are not willing to save ourselves and to tell ourselves the truth and to call them forward, then we deserve everything that we get. It's as simple as that. All this go vote shit, it means nothing. There is no external authority. They tell us to go vote so that they can get millions of dollars. Millions of dollars in votes, right? It's not, and it never changes. The communities never change. The school districts are getting worse. The medical system is still vampiring and stealing and not doing anything to really help people heal. None of it ever changes. So why would you continue to take yourself to these people and expect something different? They're just getting rich, you guys. That is all. That is it. And let me tell you, there but for the grace of God go I. If I could have fit into these systems and done the things, I would probably be doing the same thing. But my conscience wouldn't let me do it. I tried. But my conscience was like, you can't sell insurance to teachers and tell them they're going to die. You can't go get married and act like you're a happy wife. You can't do it. You know it's all fake. You can't go into I couldn't do it. But I tried. So God bless them. I understand what they're doing. I get it. But it's all fake. It's all fake. I tried it. I wanted to do it because that was the only thing that we've been given. We've been told that this is the way. So many of us try it and we get in there and we find out this is bullshit. None of this is real. But some people are so valuable that they can keep it up, keep it going because they have so much talent and we are so bought in. We're so looking for saviors. We're so looking for somebody to come rescue us. We're so looking for it to be somebody else and not ourselves. And so we compromise. And here's the thing. There's that biblical scripture that says, if you be lukewarm, the Spirit will spit you out. You will be spewed from the mouth of the Spirit. If you are lukewarm, you got to be all or nothing, y'all. You got to be willing to die for this shit. I'm serious. You have to be willing to die. And here's the thing that I understand that I didn't really get. You know, as I've studied, there used to be a time when humans would offer themselves up for sacrifice because they understood when they sacrificed themselves for the highest cause, they would be born again in a new body in a different frequency. Because there is no death here, you guys. This shit is all made up. And it's hard to conceptualize that. I get it. But there is no death. You drop this body and you're born into a fucking new one if that's what you want. This is a game, you guys. This earth shit is all a game. It's all about advancing and ascending up to the higher realms of consciousness. And you can't do it if you're tied to money. These celebrities who are here doing this now, they look like they're at the top. But by the time this shit is over, they could all be paupers. They could have nothing. Because it's not real. And they are buying into the thing that is not real. So God bless them. But here's the thing. You got to make a choice for yourself. All right, you all. So the moon in Capricorn is... This moon in Capricorn is really bringing us to the conversation in relationships. Where are you giving your authority? Are you giving your authority to the future? Are you giving your authority to somebody that you love, that you think got money? Are you giving your authority to a celebrity? Are you giving your authority to anybody but yourself that you think can save yourself? This is where it has to stop. No more external authority. Come join the Mercury retrograde class so you can learn how to take your real power back. I've been doing work all year. This year is all about taking your power back. All about coming home to yourself. So, the moon is going to conjoin Pluto. So it's going to be really uncomfortable. The energy is just getting more and more intense, you guys. And so the more you learn to be with yourself, to love yourself, to nurture yourself, to trust yourself, to heal the trauma, heal the karma, shift the patterns, the freer you'll be. And that's really it. Peace, Monique. Do you have any classes support specifically for Pluto and Scorpio? Yes. I'm actually running a Pluto class right now, but it's at the end of it. Because the Pluto retrograde started months ago, you guys. That's why when I come and I tell you guys, come join Follow the Sun. Join the Follow the Sun community so you will know when the classes that you need come up. And when you know, then you can join and do the work and heal these patterns. If you come book a reading with me, I can give you some rituals. I can give you some practices to help you move this Pluto energy. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to do that for you because we're still in Pluto retrograde, and I think the retrograde ends at the end of October or so. So we have a little bit of more time, but I'm happy to give you the rituals and stuff. So you can just book a reading with me and I can give you the rituals and the practices that can support you in working with what you're working through right now. You know, all it takes is some good herbs, right? Some herbs, some crystals, some mantras on a daily basis, and some deep focus, and you can shift this because everything can be shifted. You're not stuck in anything. All right, you guys. Peace and blessings. I love y'all. Let me tell y'all, I am, like right now, I feel like I'm spinning. I'm so high. I've not had any food for 3 days. This is the first of the third day with no food. And I don't even know, y'all. I don't know if I'm coming or going. I really don't. I really don't. But I love y'all so very much. All right, you all. Peace and blessings. Let's get ready for the Mercury retrograde class. I feel like this Mercury retrograde is going to be a really big shift, you guys. Don't allow this energy to just use you. Be intentional, you all. Be intentional, please. This Mercury retrograde is about to wreak havoc if you don't have a strong intention. You gotta have a strong intention. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings.